There's this mythical product called a PlayStation 5. Apparently, it exists out there somewhere. And a lot of discussion surrounding the plates, which are supposed to be swappable and customizable. And, you know, that's a cool aspect of the console, except we're not seeing a whole lot of activity on that front because either projects that were kickstarted have kind of crumbled, or Sony interfered and essentially threatened to sue any company that used Sony's PlayStation 5 plates design to make their own version and sell those off. So earlier this year, back in January, we heard of a group that was trying to create 300 custom PlayStation 5 consoles inspired by PS2's design, and you can see a glimpse of that right here. But shortly after, it was announced by this company or group, Super 5, that they would be ending this project because of people threatening them because of claims that they were a scam, and there were some technical issues with payments that led that conversation to crop up, but it all led to hostility and threats that made the group think, you know what, this is not worth it. And then the company that really made headlines was PlayStation 5. Before PS5 even launched, they had plans to create custom plates for the console. Eventually, they were forced to rebrand from PlayStation 5 to Customize My Plates because Sony approached them and said, hey, this is too close to our intellectual property and our trademark, so change that. But then Sony took it a step further and told them, you're not allowed to sell custom plates because these plates were designed by us. They're our intellectual property. And by selling these custom plates, you're selling our product and making a profit off of that. So this is what Customize My Plates told Video Games Chronicle when they were reached out by the media outlet. Before we launched, we did our due diligence and were of the opinion that because Sony only had pending patents on the faceplates, there would be no problem. But after only a day of our website being live, Sony's lawyers asked us to change our name, at the time PlayStation 5, due to trademark infringements. We thought this switch would be enough to keep everyone happy, and honestly, we're hoping so since we were already underway with our product development. But then Sony's lawyers told us it was their opinion Sony's intellectual property extended to the faceplates, and that if we continue to sell and distribute them in any country, we would end up in court. This all came to light yesterday, and we're now canceling and refunding all faceplates orders worldwide. We are extremely disappointed about this, but we have no other option. Now, this company is still trying to push for this. They said they might return with PS5 faceplates via crowdfunding, though I don't know how that's going to help with legal matters in terms of the design of the plates. But for now, they are selling skins for the PlayStation 5 plates. So, for example, you can see right here, we have this PS2 themed PS5 limited edition legacy black PS5 vinyl skin. You can see the white peeking through. They're just essentially stickers layered on top rather than fully customized colored plates. So that's where we're at as far as that goes. Now, with all that happening, somebody else is stepping in and saying, you know what, Sony? Fine, we'll challenge you on that. We're going to sell our own plates, try to sue us, straight up daring Sony to sue them. I'm talking about Dbrand. This is a story you might have heard about. Here's a Verge article whose headline reads, Dbrand starts selling matte black PS5 plates and dares Sony to sue. Here's a screenshot for those curious as to what that looks like. And Dbrand, for those who don't know, is a pretty popular brand of phone and hardware skins. And this is a company that sponsors pretty much every major tech YouTuber, tech media enthusiast out there. It feels like this is a company that's doing pretty well for itself and probably have the money and resources to hire some pretty good lawyers if this is taken to court. Let's dive into the website itself, which is a pretty sassy website that is almost sending a message directly to Sony. So from the outset, we have Dark Plates, a Dbrand initiative. You can rotate the product around with this close-up. And then down here, Dark Plates, go ahead, sue us. We'll see if that actually ends up happening, if that dare leads to less than ideal circumstances. But essentially, Dbrand believes that their product is different enough that they're legally in the clear, though as someone who isn't a legal expert, I can't chime in on that. But scrolling further down, you've got the comparison here, white versus black, which, not gonna lie, based on this screenshot here, Looks pretty damn sexy and stealthy. Nobel Prize, please. It's a little-known fact that Alfred Nobel, in his 1895 will, declared that one day all Nobel Prizes would be retroactively awarded to Dbrand. Sure, yeah, that's history right there. Sadly, the Nobel Foundation has ignored their founding father's dying wish. That changes today. With the release of Dark Plates, the unthinkable has happened. We have taken Sony's monumental achievement in bad design, damn, and fixed it. We can only assume that our prizes are in the mail. And here's a really cool 360 degrees look at the plates attached to the PlayStation 5. And beyond the plates, so you can also see that the shiny part of the PlayStation 5, that middle section, that the plate sandwich, there's a matte skin over it that you can optionally attach as part of this product sale if you want to put that sticker on top and give PS5 a more unified look in terms of texture and material. And then scrolling down, totally legal, they say. When you look at this microscopic texture inside the dark plates, what do you see? If your answer is a familiar but legally distinct apocalyptic spin on the classic PlayStation button shapes, you might be one of our lawyers. Indeed, scrolling down here, they zoom in on this and you got square, triangle, circle, and X, but with enough of a variation that it's not just straight up a rip-off. So as far as this aspect goes, they're probably right. They're going to be in the clear. But what about the design of the plates themselves? Are they close enough to Sony's patent that Sony can legally pursue this? Does Sony intend to legally pursue this? Hard to say at this point. And then the science of customization. After collecting our Nobel Prizes, we used the proceeds to short the global supply of PlayStation 5s. We then collected a group of willing participants and paid them to take part in a research study. Man, they make this sound like a super legal operation, like there's some human experimentation going on or something. More specifically, to plug in, turn on, and play with a shiny new PlayStation 5. 10 out of 10 test subjects agreed. They wanted to see their families. Once the drugs kicked in, they told us what we wanted to hear. The middle's glossy plastic attracts more scratches and fingerprints than the walls of their cells. I mean, they're not lying. That glossy middle portion does pick up fingerprints and scratches quite easily. I can attest to that. Our solution, customizable middle skins. They'll need to invent a new Nobel Prize for that one. And so this is one of the examples. Here we have another one up here with the dark matte finish. So yeah, plenty of options for people to customize, assuming Sony lets Dbrand do this. Try this at home. Remember those willing participants? Good news, they found their families. Better news, it's because those families have also become test subjects. Okay, all right. Thanks to their forced voluntary participation in our research study, we can confidently claim that 99.98% of humans can successfully install dark plates. The other 0.02%, let's just say their families are missing them. Well, that took a dark turn. But yeah, removing plates on PlayStation 5. I have a whole video on that. It's very easy if you know the right way to do it. But here's what the packaging will look like, apparently. It comes in this fancy box. And this is just another goofy paragraph talking about what a big deal the science of making boxes is. These guys should join Diamond Dogs, just saying. I mean, Diamond Dogs' cardboard box research department is off the charts. The latest technology on that front. And then scrolling down here, you can see how popular this plates endeavor is. They've already got Wave 1, Wave 2, and Wave 3 sold out, which will be shipped in February, March, April, respectively. Wave 4 is still available for those who might be interested. I actually decided to purchase the May wave just to see how this turns out, if it ends up going through, if this is something that Sony won't legally challenge, and if they do, if Dbrand will end up coming out on top, or if they'll end up in some trouble like other companies that try to do this. Right here, you can make the choice between disc edition, which is being sold now, versus digital edition, which is coming soon. So they're not selling these yet. And then finally, aside from the dark plates, you can again customize the skin of the middle section of the PlayStation 5. So you got yellow, white, this interesting design here. Dbrand's also been having plenty of fun on Twitter. Back in December 24th, 2020, they retweeted Marcus Brownlee's tweet about PlayStation 5s that are being given away and said if they only came in matte black, hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And then shortly after, you're welcome. 60,000 likes this tweet, over 60,000, dbrand.com/PS5. This is when they officially started selling these. And they made a whole lot of headlines, and then scrolling up, you'll find additional tweets poking fun. So more recently, yesterday, in fact, on February 12, 2020, they straight up tweeted, "Get yours before Sony's lawyers do." And it's important to keep in mind they're deadly serious about releasing this product, it seems, at least if they don't face legal scrutiny that will completely demolish this operation. In fact, Unbox Therapy already got his plates from Dbrand, and he is sponsored by them. But beyond that, he also got the skin that he added on top here. And so looking at his YouTube channel, you can actually see the product being unboxed, the same box that was shown on the website. And eventually he does take the plates out of the box, and they look something like that when they're not attached to the PlayStation 5. A pretty good dark color for me. I would very much like to get my hands on a pair of these when they do ship, hopefully before Sony steps in, if they plan to do that and if they have the legal means to do that. That's what that looks like. And this is with the gloss on the middle section here. And then fast forwarding here, once the Dbrand stuff is placed, you can see that, yeah, it looks pretty good. Looks pretty sleek. So this is pretty cool, actually. I hope this is something that ends up going through, because right now, Sony hasn't released any custom plates. Sony's probably aware that there is money to be made here by selling these plates, but they're slow to the draw, and so these other third-party companies have stepped in and said, why don't we make our own custom versions? Because this feels like the whole point of the plates, that level of customizability. And so, I don't know, for Sony to step in and be like, nah, you're not allowed to, and kind of limiting the customizability of the PlayStation 5s, I don't know, it just doesn't sit right with me. I'm not saying that the plates, the design, isn't their intellectual property. Not to say Sony doesn't have plans that we won't see plates from them down the line, but, you know, plenty of opportunities for other companies, other people to come up with their own cool custom designs, and you just kind of let this creativity flow freely. I think that's the best course to make this an actual feature that people look forward to. Because for some people, yeah, the appearance of their consoles, it means something. You know, they like color options, and the fact that you're no longer stuck to one color because of skins and plates swappability, that's a very positive thing that I feel like Sony's just holding down right now, I guess, as they prepare their own versions and try to make their own money off of this. I guess they're trying to make sure they don't have as much competition, but as far as design goes, competition is a good thing, because even if Sony does end up releasing their own plates, they may not end up having some of the designs that people might desire from other companies or people, designers, people on Etsy or whatever. So yeah, we'll see if Dbrand succeeds in this endeavor and ends up setting a precedent for third-party companies or people to sell their own designs without potential legal scrutiny. I don't know if going out of their way to mock Sony will do any good, but then again, all of that's drawing enough attention that if Sony were to pursue this legally, they might see some backlash, and maybe that will ensure that Sony doesn't feel too encouraged to engage legally with this. But it's hard to say, you know. Maybe changing the shape of the plates themselves will help with the legal scrutiny. As far as Dbrand goes, I mean, their design seems pretty close, if not identical, to the official faceplates. So, hard to say for sure whether they're safe from legal scrutiny. But we'll see. I really do hope that Sony starts being a little less restrictive on this front. I think they're doing the conversation surrounding PlayStation 5 a disservice by not allowing others to be able to provide their own styles of customizability that people might post on social media and spread online, and, you know, that might just market PlayStation 5 further on its own. So, just feels like a missed opportunity for Sony to be so stingy about this. But that's just one man's opinion. I'd love to hear what your thoughts and opinions are on Sony going out of their way to ensure that other companies cannot sell their own custom versions of the PS5 plates designs that's used by Sony officially, and whether you think Sony's in the right here, whether you think they're in the wrong, and how do you think Dbrand's endeavor here will pan out? Do you think they'll actually get away with it? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and to be further updated on all things gaming news, reviews, and discussions, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out.